Hi everyone, welcome back to Soft Spoken Scientists. In today's calm step-by-step lesson, we're learning how to solve and graph one variable inequalities. These show up in algebra all the time. And once you understand how they work, they're actually really simple. We'll go slowly, we'll keep everything clear, and do practice problems. Let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to make crystal clear to you guys is that when you have a less than, because this means less than, if you have a less than or a greater than sign, it's an open circle on the number line, which I will show you what that means. And if it's less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, because that's what that means, greater than or equal to, okay? Then you have a closed circle on the number line. And then greater than or equal to is going towards like positive infinity. And then less than or equal to is heading to like negative infinity. Keep those in mind. All right, let's do the first problem. We have x minus 3 is greater than 5. I need to get, this is no different, okay? I still want to get x by itself. I'm going to say to myself, I need to add 3 to get rid of this negative 3. So if I'm in debt by $3, someone give me $3 would get me 0, get me out of that debt. So then I just have x. And then I have x is greater than 5 plus 3. Because what I do on one side, I have to do to the other. So I have x is greater than 8. So looking back at my rules, I know that I have a greater than sign. That tells me I'm dealing with an open circle, right? Alrighty. So I'm going to draw a number line. 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's an open circle. It is a greater than sign. So we're heading towards positive infinity. So I'm going to shade to the right because it's the sign. That's how you do it. Granted, you should probably squiggle in neater than I did, but yeah, you guys got it. Let's try the next one. We have negative 2x is less than or equal to 10. This is the most important problem probably you're going to encounter in this video. You want to know what x is equal to, not negative 2x. And remember, there's an invisible multiplication sign between that negative 2 and x. The opposite of multiplication is division. I want to get rid of that negative 2. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. What's negative 2 divided by negative 2? 1, no, you know. So we have x is greater than or equal to negative 5. I flipped this into this because here's the rule. Anytime you divide by a negative number with inequalities, it's going to be a flipped sign, right? So if I divided by a negative number, that would become that would become that. All right, so in terms of graphing it, let's talk about it. So we have x is greater than or equal to negative 5. We know we're dealing with a closed circle because of that symbol. So because it's a greater than or equal to, I'm going to write negative 5, negative 4, negative 3. You know, it's getting closer to 0, and this would be closer to negative infinity, right? So I'm at negative 5, and I'm going to make a closed circle. When I have my closed circle, I'm still heading to the right because it's a greater than or equal to sign. So then you shade everything to the right. Let's try this one. Here, we're dealing with a fraction. I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. So now I have less stuff on the left. I just have 1/3 x equals 3. Oh, no, not equals 3. Don't write equals. You will be tempted to do that like I just did, but keep the signs going. 1/3 x is less than 3. Now, we all know that to get rid of a fraction is division. 1 divided by 3 is what a fraction means. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. 3 over 1. 3 over 1. What's 3 times 1? 3. What's 3? So I'm going to write 3. What's 1 times 3? 3. So I have 3 over 3, which is just 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1, which is just x. So we have x is less than 3 times 3, which is 9 over 1. I don't need to include the over 1 part. So if x is less than 9. So we have 9, we have 10, we have 8, and 7, right? So I have an open circle because it's a less than sign, and I'm headed towards negative infinity because it's a less than sign. Boop. So I'm going to shade everything to the left. Boop, 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 boom. That's your graph. All right, let's try this one. You got x is less than 5/2. There is no solving required. It's already isolated. So you're just going to draw, you know, I don't know, 5/2, 3.5, 1.5. Because 5 over 2 is 2.5. Okay? So then I'm going to say to myself, okay, it is an open circle because it's a less than sign, and I'm heading towards negative infinity. That would be my answer. Now, let's say you have 3 is less than 3. Is 3 less than 3? No, that is never ever true. So guess what? There's no solution. And then for your number line, you're going to just say empty number line. It would just be an empty number line. You could just say no values make this true. Great job today. Inequalities seem tricky at first, but once you know how to solve them and how to grab the solutions, they become very straightforward. Remember, watch out for dividing by negative numbers. Keep your circles open or closed depending on the sign, and always think about what direction the solution extends. If you want more calm, clear math lessons, feel free to explore the other videos on the channel. Comment what you like, comment what you want me to talk about. Remember, STEM is for everybody, especially you. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one, y'all.